Hey, this is Lainey with KozyMagic. I have a little bit of cold, so sorry about my scratchy voice. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're enjoying this series. I sure am. So, in the last episode, as you know, we're planning the full moon. I had a hard time deciding between the prosperity ritual for the harvest moon or the power ritual for the hunter's moon. And as you know, I decided on the harvest moon prosperity ritual. And of course, the full moon was on the 5th of October. And so I didn't have it in my calendar, but we had a Coven meeting on October 7th, which I've also included in here. But first of all, I finished my prosperity ritual. I used a sigil that I painted. I put that on my altar, and I just used a candle that I lit and I placed it on top of a coin. And then I didn't really chant as much as I talked. You know, I opened myself to receive prosperity and success. I said these lines just a few times, and then that was that. Now I'm going to cut to my other favorite book. It says Book of Spells, but of course it's not. It's an actual case that houses my new tarot cards. It's the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. It is not traditional tarot at all. It is way different. The cards are round and they don't have the same cards as other decks. So I thought you could learn it with me, or at least I can learn it with your help by drawing a tarot a day. And I wanted to draw the tarot in the morning and then see how my day went. And then at the end of the day, look up the meaning, write it down, and then write down how my day went to see how it correlates versus, trying to interpret these new cards in advance and hope I get it right. I want to see how they correlate to my day by going in blind, so to speak. So I thought that was really cool. The first card I drew was Isis, which is kind of like a sign, I think, because that's the cover of the deck. So as you know, the solitary ritual I did was on the 5th. And then our Coven meeting was on the 7th, and we actually ended up doing this ritual. We did a meditation where we became our power animals and tapped into that instinctual power. It was so amazing. But what was really kind of amazing is, Isis was the card I drew, is the priestess. And she stands for tapping into your inner power. And so that was really cool. And the next day I drew Bast. Bast is a cat magic, of course, and she is the Two of Flames in this new deck, and she represents letting out your inner child. Cats play. They're very playful animals, and so this card reminds you to play. And of course, I actually did. I took my niece to Pagan Pride, and that was a lot of fun, and we definitely let our inner children out. Well, she is a child. So anyway, these are pictures from Pagan Pride. It was a really huge event. It was actually 2 floors in the building. The upstairs was classes and ritual space, and I'm really glad I got to go. The next day was the 9th, and I drew Mu, the Two of Blades, who is the Chinese goddess of perfect intelligence. And I thought that was really perfect because that's the day I did my budget review, my financial planning. I did menu planning and grocery shopping, but I also worked on my Amazon store and my TeePublic store. So that was really fitting. I'm really liking the way that these cards are correlating to my day, and not knowing what my day is going to be like, but pulling the card in advance, it's really amazing. And so far I'm really liking them. I can't wait to see what happens as I go, and if this way is an easy way to learn tarot. I really hope so, because that is one thing that takes a lot of practice for me. And next I drew the Mother of Blades, Libra, Katie the North Wind. That was just this morning. So I haven't looked it up yet to see what Katie brings us, and so I'm waiting, of course, until the end of the day, and it'll kind of be a surprise, possibly, because they seem to be fitting pretty well. Now, this is our notes from Samhain. These are 3 of my Coven members who did not mind being on YouTube. And so they were not the only 3 at the meeting, but and the middle one, by the way, was our High Priestess, and she's really cool. Well, everyone's really cool. But, you know, as we did our notes, we decided what we wanted on the ancestor altar, and what, you know, divination items and how we were going to do that. And then we created an outline, which is a pretty standard ritual for Samhain for anyone who hasn't been to one before. You cast a circle, you call your quarters and your deities, and then you bless your ancestor altar. We like to do a meditation to open yourself up to receiving messages from the other side of the veil. And then we're going to have a dumb supper and tarot interpretations. And then, of course, we will thank the gods and dismiss everybody. And then for my permanent stuff, as you know from before, I was doing the alchemy symbols. And I added some more in because, I mean, there's just so many. And I hope I'm leaving myself enough room because, you know, we ended before right here on page 9. And, you know, I added in a page 10, which is almost full. So I left myself one more page because I wanted to add in a circle casting and a quarter calls by special request. I conjure this circle to be a place that is not a place, a time that is not a time. Let this be a fit meeting place for magic. All that would bring harm or negativity must now leave. Only love is welcome here. The circle is cast and sealed, so mote it be. That's probably a pretty standard quarter call, circle casting. And then of course, it's very standard. With this work properly done, I now draw up this magic circle. May the circle be open but never broken. Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again. May the gods preserve the craft as the craft preserves the gods. I think everybody says that. And then quarter callings, you know, these aren't the only ones, but, you know, guardians of the East, I call upon you to guard our circle with wisdom and clarity. Hail and welcome. Guardians of the South, I call upon you to guard our circle with courage and passion. Hail and welcome. Guardians of the West, I call upon you to guard our circle with purity and respect. Hail and welcome. Guardians of the North, I call upon you to guard our circle with your immeasurable strength. Hail and welcome. And so I think that's about it for this book for today. I hope everyone has enjoyed this, and if you did, please, you know, go to YouTube and subscribe, hit like. Oh, and just so you know, I didn't write down a release for the quarters, but, you know, I might on the next one. But you could always just do Guardians of the East, South, West, and North. Thank you for coming. Hail and farewell. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.